In this video I'm going to demonstrate the function of this Minolta X-700 35mm film SLR camera equipped with the 50mm f1.7 fairly fast prime lens. And so first of all, let's just look it over. It looks to be in quite nice condition. I don't see a lot of scuffing or scratching or anything that constitutes abuse on it anywhere. So what we're going to do is turn it on, and I've got it set here at 1/1000th of a second, and we'll just verify that it sounds good. There it is. And we did also see that it closed the aperture blades in the lens. And now I'm going to take the lens off momentarily and just step down through these shutter speeds. So there we saw 1,000th, here's 1/500th, 1/250th, 1/125th, 1/60th, 1/30th, 1/15th, 1/8th, 1/4 second, 1/2 second, 1 full second, and the bulb setting, in which case the shutter stays open, the mirror stays up as long as I hold the button down. We can see straight through to the pressure plate inside. The shutter's out of the way, and I let up, and there it is. So the shutter is working very well on this camera, and what we're going to do next is just take a look at this lens. This is a very nice example of this particular lens. This is the later style that has the locking aperture at the minimum aperture, so you can see that. And that is actually used on the program mode on this camera. This is also an MD lens with the special MD tab, and this camera actually uses the MD feature right here, as this tab engages that little lever and is able to communicate the aperture. I believe it's the minimum aperture of the lens. But anyway, if we look here, we can see the blades are nice and clean. I don't see any oil on them anywhere. They're very quick and snappy, and so that's a very good thing. This lens is just a newer version of the lens that I learned photography with a different Minolta camera years ago, so I'm quite familiar with these. If we open up the back, we can see nice and clean inside. The shutter curtain looks good as we advance it. We can see the film advance is working properly here. If we look over on the back, we can see the pressure plate looks good, and these edges of the doors look very nice and clean. I don't feel any light seal residue on there, and this actually all looks very good. I would say this one needs absolutely no work whatsoever. Very nice. Rewind crank folds in, that's in good shape. This camera does have another little feature here strung onto the strap, and this is a Minolta branded shutter blind that you can put over the eyepiece on the back for when it's on a tripod and your eye's not up to the back of the camera. You don't want straight light coming in here and interfering with the meter readings. So you've got this neat little tool right there that fits, and it's always with you on the Minolta branded strap. And one other thing we didn't text was the self-timer. If I pull up on this little lever right here, we can see now a light is flashing, and it'll increase intensity a little bit as it gets closer. There it goes, and that works. We've got a stop down preview button on this lens, and we can see the lens stopping down there, so that's in good condition. The exposure compensation can be switched over here for your automatic modes, and it also has a different on setting, in which case it will beep if you have a setting that the camera perceives as being too slow of a shutter speed to to handhold safely. So if we block off the light entering into the camera, we can hear it giving that warning. If it senses that there is enough light, it doesn't beep. So that's working properly. It has a nice Minolta branded lens cap that goes on the front. All in all, this looks like a very nice example of the Minolta X-700. It looks ready to go and ready to take fine pictures.